here on Four Palm Beach. I'm Christian Catt, joined right now by the Director of Coaching at Lost Lake Golf Club in Hobe Sound, Warren Bottke. You might know him as a Hall of Famer in the South Florida PGA. You might know him as a PGA Master Professional. Coach Bottke. Warren, how you doing, my man?
Hey, doing great, Christian. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And how could you not only want to think and talk about golf after the Masters that was? From my understanding, you were there this weekend.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there on the weekend, but during the week, and it was an incredible, week. It was an incredible time there. This was my 35th Masters, so each one gets more and more epic, and it's just an incredible experience.
And tell me about your viewing experience this week, because I was there on Tuesday, so I got to see Augusta National Golf Club for the first time. It lives up to every expectation you have and blows it out of the ballpark. How was your week there?
Oh, it was fantastic. I've been going the last 10 years on a Thursday, the first round, because back when I was teaching and coaching Brooks Koepka when he started as a young boy, I promised him I'd be at his first Masters. And in 2015, that was his first Masters, and kind of have a tradition now. Every first round of every Masters, I made him on the first tee to send him off.
And what a Masters that was. I'm sure you were able to catch it on TV like everyone else in the world. It seemed like smashing records of viewership for Rory McIlroy, finally hoisting that green jacket, finally getting that career Grand Slam. Out of that roller coaster, ups and downs and dramatics, what shot from Rory from a professional perspective, from 45 years of coaching experience, can you tell me was the most difficult? Because there's a lot to choose from.
Well, I was there standing on the green on Thursday on hole 15, and he looked like I just had a simple little chip, just get it off the back and let it run down toward the pin. Next thing I know, it runs into the creek, into the lake there, and I'm like, I cannot believe I just had it. And there was the first of his 4 double bogeys. He was at 4 under in second place, and I just thought, well, there's a bad sign of this thing maybe getting away from him. Then he double bogey 17, and he ends up the first day, at even par after being in second place at -4.
And now on that final round, there's a shot on 15. There's a shot on 17. I think it was on 7 where he hit a cut over the trees where it looked like he had no window. Which shot were you most surprised that he was able to pull off on that Masters Sunday?
I would say 15. He had a 7-iron from 207 yards and hooked it around a tree and knocked it up there about 6 feet for an eagle. And to try to attempt that at the stage where he was, just dumping it in Rays Creek on 13, trying to fight and claw his way back on top of the leaderboard and stay there, that was very heroic.
Yeah. Me and my girlfriend were watching that TV, and she's a big Rory McIlroy fan. She loves everything Rory. We were screaming at the TV, lay up, lay up. We couldn't believe when he pulled his backswing back. This was a full going forward swing. It was unlike anything else. And to stay cool like that when things were going bad, it looked like a collapse was imminent, and we were mid-collapse. We couldn't believe that he took that moment to go forward and take such an ambitious shot. What does a coaching professional such as yourself instruct a pro on the mental side of things when you're going through the ups and downs of a round, let alone something with massive percussions like a major, not just a major, the Masters, not just any Masters, a Masters for Rory to demolish those demons and win the Grand Slam? What's the mental side like from a coaching perspective?
Well, you got to be 100% committed on that shot, and there's no way he would have tried it if he wasn't 100% all in. And that's a shot he's tried, he's practiced many, many times, and it was just time to go. And this was going for bust. He felt like he had it. It was a green light. He and his caddy Harry talked about it, and they pulled the trigger, and the rest was history.
I mean, absolutely. And, of course, you're probably broadcasting to us live from the club at Lost Lake. You're the director of coaching at Lost Lake. Tell me about the staff that you've acquired in Hobe Sound.
Yeah, we have about six other teaching professionals from all walks of life, and we do all sorts of clinics. We do a little half-day golf school. We do exhibitions for the members, show them how to hit shots, how to coach them, and it's just been a great venue. We went private back in January, and it's really coming together. We have a lot of renovations that we've done, and a few more in front of us, and we're really to make this a statement in Hobe Sound as being one of the top clubs in this area.
And right now, speaking with Master Professional Golf Coach Warren Bottke. He is the director of coaching at the club at Lost Lake, and you're known for your vast range of coaching in terms of the experience of the players that you coach. You mentioned before you're the coach of five-time major winner Brooks Koepka, and you're also a great coach for someone who just picked up the clubs for the first time today. How different is that approach when working with those two very different ends of the spectrum examples?
Well, what makes it so unique is the fact I'm able to shift gears in midstream. When you talk about going back to basic fundamentals, whether you're a five-time major winner or you're just starting out the game, there you got to cross the T's and dot the I's. And I use an acronym PGA: posture, grip, and alignment. Brooks used those today still, and that's his foundation that he works on. And I do that with even a beginner golfer to instill the platform that they're able to then fall back on. And then by doing that, all the good things start to spring from it. So you got to have a basic foundation and be able to build from it from within.
And what's the number one most common misconception of an amateur, average Joe, average Jane golfer who just starts off with the game of golf?
Well, I think the misconception is it looks easy, and it can be easy with the right fundamentals, but it's a very hard, humbling sport. And a lot of sports, the ball is coming at you. It's a reactive type of thing, or you're playing with a team where you can have a bad day or a bad hour and still look okay. But with golf, you're out there on your own on an island, and it's like you got to perform. And in order to perform and have any kind of consistency, you got to have built-in fundamentals. And that's what's only going to be able to be there when you need it. And Rory kind of showed that on the 15 on Sunday.
Yes, certainly. I mean, it's unbelievable how I think whenever you do have a history-making golf tournament take place on TV over the weekend, that driving range, that golf course, those tee times fill up a little bit quicker because people get motivated. People get excited about the game of golf, and you see them practice their swings in front of their TV and saying, how am I going to figure this game out? And I hate to get selfish with it, but I broke 100 for the first time at the club at Lost Lake just a couple weeks ago. And I'm going to get selfish because I've got Warren Bottke in front of me. What's the most direct path for me now to set my sights on breaking 90?
Well, the thing is, you're going to have to find out a little bit more of your ball flight and how you can control your golf ball. And you've done it very well on your own to break 100 with maybe very little instruction. But in order to take it to the next level, you got to integrate some fundamentals to be able to where your swing can withhold any kind of pressure. So, and it's kind of like karate. You have different color belts, and as you interchange a belt, you bring in some more moves and some more fundamentals. And in order for you to get to that next level, you're going to have to integrate some stuff in there.
Now, I hear a lot of talk about swing thoughts, and they might vary on something you're trying to correct or something you're trying to fix. What about putt thoughts? When someone's about to stand over a putt, what should be going through their brain, through their mind before they take that club back and push it forward?
Well, you want to first visualize that ball going in the hole and say, hey, I can make this, and give yourself some positive self-talk. Then you put your eyes back on the ball. You've seen it go in the hole. Now you're trying to make solid contact. And usually when you take it back low and slow and you just don't try to hurry it and stay quiet and still, you have a fairly good chance of hitting it, very, very solid. And by that, then you have a chance to get the ball close.
And tell me about the club at Lost Lake in Hobe Sound. That's where you direct the coaching there. I've played there about 5, 6, I think 7 times now, and I love the Fazio design. I love the practice facility. The staff is great who welcome you when you first pull up. What can someone who becomes a member expect when they join the club at Lost Lake?
Well, nothing but professionalism and customer service. That's first. We want you to be welcome. We want you to feel part of the club. We want you to have the vibe. And the whole vibe is very friendly and it's very challenging as far as the golf course, but fair. And then as far as our coaching, we try to bring you a swing that you can work with. And every swing is custom made to the person. We don't have a method or anything like that where everybody fits in the same box, and we just take everybody as an individual. It's kind of like a fingerprint. There's a lot of similarities from your fingerprint to mine, but there's a defined, definite thing in between them. And we try to find out what those things are and try to build something within so that you can produce and return to it.
And I understand those membership fees, those dollars are going hard at work. What are some of the innovations, some of the changes to the club at Lost Lake that are coming soon?
Well, we've already finished our dining room. We're moving down through the pro shop and into the locker room. And then out on the golf course, we've already built a few tees up. We're doing some irrigation work. We're ready to undergo some practice facility. The driving range is going to be redone. We have some short game areas and targets. We're going to have a state-of-the-art short game area because 60% of the game is from within 20 feet. So we're going to be doing a lot of bunker work, a lot of chipping, pitching, and putting so that you can lower your scores.
And if someone's interested, someone wants to meet Warren Bottke, wants to better their game and just enjoy and celebrate the game of golf at the Club of Lost Lake, where can they go? What can they do? How can they get involved?
Well, they can send me an email, warrenbotkegolf at gmail.com, or you can look at my website, warrenbotkegolf.com. And then my phone number is 310-GOLF, 561-310-GOLF. It's simple. It's golf-oriented, so you don't forget it. And again, a lot of our teaching, we do a lot of acronyms and rhymes because that seems to resonate with all students at all ages.
I'm going to remember that, 310 Golf. When I break 90 for the first time, I'm going to give you a ring and let you know that I remembered all the acronyms, all the teaching. And I got to get back to the pro game for a second, because there's kind of this battle that I'm struggling in my head when thinking about Rory McIlroy. And people are thinking that possibly he finally broke through in Augusta. He finally broke through winning the Grand Slam. This might open the dam, and he's going to win major after major here. I personally, after watching Sunday, thinks, I don't know, if it was Bryson who also didn't collapse on that final round of 18 holes, that we might not be talking about Rory McIlroy as the green jacket winner, and we have a different tone coming into this week because he's certainly had opportunities to slip it through his fingers. But what I'm getting at here is, are you more confident or less confident in Rory McIlroy after the fashion of which he won the Masters this season in terms of majors down the road for Rory?
I think more confident. I think It was a thing where you had to kind of get, the monkey off your back, and you had to try to feel like once you got that and you got that pressure release, good things are going to start to happen now. So that was super, super exciting for him. Twofold. He had two goals: to win a gold, definitely win the Masters and win the green jacket, and then obviously the Grand Slam. Grand Slam being having a little bit more luster because of the fact only 6 people have ever done it in the history of golf, and him being now the 6th person. And it's been a 25-year drought before anybody's done that. So I think that carries a little bit more weight for him, and that's something. And he knows Father Time was ticking. He had played 11 Masters and one time let one slip through his fingers. I think it was back in 2011, and shot 80 after a 4-shot lead. So, that place has the history of a lot of times where you could lose it there. And then it also has a lot of history where there's been first-time winners here and there that have gone on there and they just had the magic that week, and it happens. But, when you talk about Grand Slam, you got to have consistency in your game and in your career for an awful long time to attain that crown.
That is Warren Bottke. He is a PGA master professional. He is in the South Florida PGA Hall of Fame for a reason. Go see him at the club at Lost Lake in Hobe Sound. He knows everything there is to know about this beautiful game of golf. Coach, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you carving out of your schedule. We'll talk to you next time. I'll see you on the links.
Absolutely. Thank you, Christian, for having me on. Thank you for all that you guys at ESPN do for the game of golf, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the links.